So thank you for joining me. We are going to be doing a more classical Pilates class today. So going through some of the moves in the original repertoire. We're not going to knock through all of them, but we're just going to break some of them down. Just check that the space around you is clear. Adapt to any moves to suit you, especially when you're not here in the studio working out with me. I need you to really listen to your bodies. I'm going to start you laying down today, please. So, space around me clear. I'm going to get myself comfortable on my mat. I've got my knees bent, my feet on the floor, and I've got my arms a little bit wider than my mat with my palms facing up to the ceiling. I'd just like you to close your eyes for a moment for me, please, and bring your focus to your breath. So remembering in Pilates, we breathe in through our noses and we breathe out through our mouths. So I want you to allow the breath to slow down, just bringing your focus to your mat. As you breathe in, feel the ribcage expand. It's like a 3D breath. It expands to the front, the back, the sides. And as you exhale, there's no tension in your lips or your jaw. You're just letting go of every last drop of breath. And then the next time you breathe in through your nose, you can just breathe in a bit deeper. Take in a little bit more air. And then again on the next exhale, it's a long, deliberate breath. You're letting go of every last drop. Now just continue with the breath, but notice how your head is sinking heavy onto your mat. So heavy that you just feel the muscles in your neck begin to soften. And then I want you to slowly turn your head one way, feeling the stretch down the opposite side of the neck. And then going through center, turn your head the other way. So we're just going to work through any tension we might be holding on to. Your head turns might become a little bit bigger each time as your neck softens. But we're never forcing anything. It's deliberate, yes, but not pushing ourselves beyond the limit. Just give me a couple more, please. Feeling that massage in the back of the head as you turn your head one way and then the other. Bringing our head back to center, your chin's ever so slightly lifted. I'd like you to take both arms up to the ceiling and then take them to the floor behind you. Circle your arms wide so they're staying on the floor if possible. Again, not forcing it, but making it deliberate. Your arms come down by your sides and then we go up overhead again so they go to the ceiling, to the floor behind you. Stretching wide, getting that openness in your chest and mobility through your shoulders. One more time, please. A big reach. Make sure your back's not arching too much there. You're getting into the chest. And take your arms wide. We're going to change direction when you're ready. So the arms go wide, staying on the floor as long as possible. And then it's as if both arms kind of front crawl as they reach forward. You're reaching your fingertips to the front of the room. Give me two more. I'm inhaling, taking the arms wide on the floor. And then exhale as they reach forwards and come down. One more time, please. Just waking everything up before we get started with our practice. And then the arms come down. And take your legs long for me on your mat. Keep them together. Take your arms long to the floor behind you. Grasp one hand in the other. And give me a bit of a side bend, please. So you reach your arms to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Press your hip towards the right-hand side of the room. You've kind of made yourself a banana shape here, but both arms are really reaching. And then we go through center and take it the other way. So we're just waking up our spine in this lateral movement, this side bend. Give me two more, just letting your breath flow. There's energy coming through the hands here. Last one, please. Can you press that hip to the left-hand side of the room a little bit more? And then come to center. And I want you to bend your knees, feet on the floor, but have your feet mat distance apart. So I feel my feet are on the edges of my mat, And I'm going to bring my arms wide like a capital T shape. So I've got this full wingspan of my arms, palms up to the ceiling. Both knees drop to the left-hand side of the room and I gaze over my right shoulder. Now I want you to feel your right knee dropping down towards your left heel. Feel how that stretches out the lower part of the back into the hip. But you're getting this mobility through the hips and into your neck at the same time. Come through center, knees and chin. Knees go right now. And you look over that left shoulder, which is firmly pressed into the mat. So don't let the left shoulder pick up. That left knee drops heavier. Through center. One more time, each direction, please. So just enjoying that rotation through the spine. Let that right knee go. Just let it go. And one more time, please. Knees to the right. Gazing over the left shoulder. Left knee goes heavier. And come back to center for me. And let's just bring our knees and feet closer together. I want you to hug your left knee into your chest. So I'm pulling it in towards me. And then I'm going to take my right leg long down the very center of the mat. So I'm hugging this left knee in as much as I can, feeling the stretch down the back of the hip there. And then I'm going to start circling this knee. And my hands are guiding the thigh bone round in my hip socket. As the leg comes in towards your body, pull it in closer. As it goes over the body a little bit for that stretch in the left-hand side of the bottom. And just keep working through that. So again, making it very deliberate. Really feeling everything we're doing today, we're just slowing down the pace. And then change direction, please. So it's a bit like a mini single leg circle. But I want you to feel how close your thigh bone comes in towards your belly. And that's what's meant to happen when we do our single leg circle later on. So feel that thigh bone go over the navel almost. Give me 2 more. Getting as much from the move as you can. And then when you're ready, take that left foot to the floor, hug your right knee in, pull it in nice and tight. And then when you're ready, you extend the left leg long and it's in the very center of your mat. I don't want it drifting out to the side if we can. So we're thinking about working towards our midline. Give me 6 circles each direction now. Just noticing if perhaps we're a bit tighter this side, a bit looser. Is there any difference one side to the other? When you're ready, change direction for me, please. And let's remember that feeling of the knee coming over the navel and that thigh bone brushing our belly. Give me 2 more, please. Once more. Keep that knee pulled in and then pull your left knee in to join the right knee. So legs are together. I'm going to pick up my head, neck and shoulders. I'm drawing my eyebrows to my knees. And then I'm going to hold my height, let go of my legs and my arms hover, ready for our 100. We're going to reach our legs up to the ceiling. And we beat our arms, breathing in through our noses for the count of 5. And out through our mouths for the same long count. Now let's think about what our feet are doing. So classically, your heels would be together and your toes would be facing very slightly out to the sides of the room. So this is your Pilates V. What I feel here when I'm squeezing my heels is that my thigh muscles feel like they're wrapping all the way round. I've got this real strength through my legs. If you wish to take it further, you could take your legs a little bit lower. But we've got to remember, this move is different for everyone. If this were to feel wrong for you, shoot the legs back up to the ceiling. You could even bend your knees a little bit if that's better for you today. But I need you to listen to your body. These armpits are big and deliberate, and we've got stability through the rest of the body here. So nothing else is moving apart from the arms beating. You could take your legs a little bit lower if you wish. So classically, Joseph Pilates would have taught this legs really low and arms beating over the thighs. I've still got my heels connected. My shoulder blades are off of the mat and I'm gazing to the wall in front of me. We've got 2 more sets, breathing in and breathing out. 1 more set for me. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Take a full body stretch. Reach your arms to the floor behind you. And I want you to flex your feet now. So the heels and the knuckles of the big toes are together. We're going to go for a roll up. So I would like you to lift your arms to the ceiling, nod your chin to the chest, and we roll up to our horseshoe position. So it's as if the ceiling's dropped low, the belly is scooped, you're reaching your fingers towards the front of the room. Now I start rolling down, back down towards the mat, staying under that low ceiling. If you don't want to come all the way down, you definitely don't have to. But if you do come all the way down, reach your arms to the floor behind you. We've got 3 more, please. So if you've got a sticky spot, grab the back of your legs and help yourself up. There's no problem with that whatsoever. And we reach, and you're pushing your heels to the front of the room. You're under that low ceiling, and you're melting your spine down towards the mat and keeping my arms by my ears. I reach long, my legs are still squeezed. We've got 2 more, please. Keeping our arms by our ears if we can. Lifting the belly button up and under your rib cage. Squeezing your legs together, get that reach. And melt the spine down. Can we feel each vertebra moving individually? And if we can't get that to happen, at least we're noticing where we've got any sticky spots. Last one, please. Scoop that abdomen area and reach. And then we're going to sit tall and we're going to reverse the move. So we're going to take it to our rollover, but we're going to start from seated today. So my legs are together. My hands are just either side of my bum or wherever your hands are comfortable there. And I just want you to roll back, let your head come down to the mat. Your knees are probably above your forehead. And then we're going to come on up and let the feet come down. So we're going to work through the levels and you stop at the level that suits you today. We roll back, pause there. Can you just let those knees drop closer to your forehead? Feel how that opens out the lower back. And then we come on up. One more like this, so it's just a rolling move, a lovely bit of mobility. If you get a bit stuck and you need to take your hands behind your pelvis to press yourself in that position, absolutely, that is fine. And we come up, so you can keep going, rolling backwards and forwards, or you can roll back and pause. I press my arms firmly into the mat, I reach my legs long, my toes are going towards the floor behind me. I bend my knees, and I rock myself up. I'm going to go for 2 more like that, then I'm going to add to it again. Roll back. Pause there. Can you make sure your chin's not on your chest, please? Those arms are firmly connected. Extend the legs long. Can you reach for the floor? Bend the knees and come up for me. Again, we're working through those sticky spots. Doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't mean to be perfect. Just listening to our body and just feeling everything easing off. Legs are lengthening. Knees are bending. And I come up. Now I'm going to take it to the more fuller version of the rollover. I know some people, if I just show you, some people it helps if they've got a Pilates mini ball under their pelvis, because if we're a bit tight, that lifts the floor and it makes the rollover a bit easier. So you can grab a mini ball, or I can always send you a link if you haven't got one. They're only about a £5, maybe even less. So you work at the level that suits you. I'm going to go into the full rollover where my arms press down, my legs reach up to the ceiling, they're squeezed together. I'm going to take it to my rollover. My chin is not on my chest. I'm reaching towards the floor, then I flex my feet. I part my legs so my feet are shoulder distance apart, and I roll down. When the pelvis comes down, I point my toes, I circle the legs out, down, they come back together, and I just go for 2 more. Those arms are very much part of this move. Flex your feet, part your legs. You're rolling down under that low ceiling again if you can. Pelvis down, point, circle the legs away. Last one, please. I really feel my triceps working here. Can you tap your toes lower to the floor behind you? Part your legs, roll down, still connected through the arms. Your neck is still long. And we circle. Oh, and then take your feet down and take a full body stretch for a moment. So that's our rollover. A bit like the roll up, but in reverse. I'd like you to float your left leg up, please. Just take your hands behind the left thigh. Flex the right foot for me, the foot on the floor. And just kick this left leg up to the ceiling. Stretch it out. And then bend it in. Kick it up for a stretch. And bend it in. We're going to add to it. I'm going to press my thigh into my hands. My head lifts up. And I come to a 1-leg teaser. And walk my hands up to the ankle. I pull the leg in towards me, my elbows are wide. I'm going to come down, bringing the leg with me. This is like I'll climb a tree. It's a deep leg stretch. Pulling the leg in towards you. Walk your hands down, head comes down. Bend the knee in. So, press the thigh into the hands, head lifts, give me that one leg teaser. Walk your hands up towards the ankle or wherever you can. Elbows wide as you pull the leg in towards you. Try not to let it bend. Now, as you come down to the mat, I want you to come down slowly. Feel that individual, that sequential movement, of the spine again. I've come down as low as I can because my leg's quite tight. I feel that stretch and my hands come down behind the thigh. My head comes down and my knee bends. I'm going to do that one more time, in fact. So press up to your one leg teaser. Nice bit of spinal mobility. Walk your hands up. Elbows wide. Now, you can close your eyes if it helps you feel it more. Come down slowly, if you can, working through those sticky spots. And then you can't go down any further, but you pull the leg in a bit more, feel that stretch, and then walk your hands down, head comes down, bend the knee in. Okay, we're going to take this to our single leg circle now. Remember at the beginning we prepped this by holding our leg. I want us to get that same feeling of thigh bend to navel without holding the leg. So press your arms down into your mat. Take your left leg towards the ceiling. Now, for me, I'm better off bending the knee a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but with my knee bent a little bit, I'm not fighting the leg and the thigh is coming close to me, so I'm working towards my center. Circle your leg over the body, down and up. Give me 5. So think thigh to belly. Is your right foot still flexed? So that's your anchor. Your arms are also anchoring you down to the mat. Just 2 more, please. So you're allowing your pelvis to move a little bit, but you're very much in control of that movement. We've gone through this one before. Oh, my leg's shaking. Change direction for 5. And 4. 3. Can that knee come a bit closer to you? Twice more, please. And 1. Oh, thank goodness I can bend that knee. And I'm going to take the foot to the floor. Lengthening my left leg out on my mat, and I'm just going to wiggle on back because I keep wiggling all over the show. Left foot flexed, right leg hovers. Hands behind the right thigh. Just kick up, straighten that leg, get that stretch. And bend it in for me. And kick up. And bend. Hold it there. Nod your head. Press the thigh into the hands. Come up to your teaser. Beautiful. Walk your hands up the leg. Pull it in towards you. And then articulate the spine. Hopefully your spine is feeling a bit looser now. Walk your hands down. Your head comes down. And the knee bends. Oh, that sun's glorious. Okay. I lift the head. Press the thigh into the hands. Climb the tree. Pull it in. So I feel that stretch in my back and the back of my leg. I'm going to come down a bit slower if I can. Oh, I can tell where my metal work is because my back does not like to move slowly. Walk my hands down, head down, and I bend the knee in. One more time, please. Teaser up. Climb the tree. Pull that tree in towards you. Articulate the spine down. And walk your hands down, take them onto the mat. So again, I'm going to bend my right knee a little bit. I don't want to be fighting the leg. I want to work on this mobility today. So flex the left foot, circle your leg for 5 and 4. Think about that thigh coming closer to you each time. It's a really fluid movement. And change direction. Give me 5. Remember the left foot is flexed, so you're pulling the big toe back towards you. Neck is long, you're looking directly up to the ceiling. 2. And 1. Bend the right knee and pull it in. Bend the left knee in and rock your back from side to side for me, please. Falling to center, bring your eyebrows up to your knees. We're going to rock up to a seated position and we're going to go for rolling back or rolling like a ball, and we're going to go classically again. So the toes are in a bit of a turnout, the heels are together, so your knees have to be slightly parted. I'm going to hover my feet and I'm just going to tuck my forehead in between the knees.
Now, I don't want us to roll back yet. I want you to try and make your spine as round as possible. I would like you to just press into the lower back into the waistband of your trousers. So your sit bones are facing the wall in front, and then slowly you roll back and you slowly come on up. So the head doesn't hit the floor because it's in between your knees. You just go to the shoulders and then up again. Give me 4. So let's use our breath. I inhale as I go back here because it widens the rib cage and just gives a bit more massage through the spine. And your heels still squeeze, toes in your slight turn out. Try not to fling ourselves back. So you're melting the spine back. We come up and we're going to take our feet down. And I want to roll you onto your side now, please. We're going to prop ourselves up on our elbow. So the elbow's in line with your shoulder. The hand is behind the back of the head. Now, the back of my head presses into my hand to give me this activation. I feel really strong here. My bottom leg is going to be bent and my top leg is long and it's hip height. I want you to kick forwards, flex foot, point, take it back. Just give me 5 here. So we're not doing a huge amount of each move. We're just trying to work through these more classical moves. Can we make sure we're not sinking into the side that's closest to the mat? We're very much activated underneath. Last one. Sweet, take it back. And then we're going to circle the leg behind. So I'm trying to keep this long leg behind the bottom bent leg. Just give me 3. Imagine I've got your ankle, I'm pulling your leg longer. And change direction. Oh, it's always tougher. I must always pick the easiest way first. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I bring the leg in line with my body. I reach the leg longer and feel how that helps pick the waist up off the mat. And I'm just going to pulse my leg up and down, small and high. Remember, this underside of the body is activated, the head's pressing back into your hand. And when you're ready, just flex this foot and pulse here. Just check the side of the foot is parallel to the ceiling, your big toe is facing forwards. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Give your bum a bit of a rub. And then I'm going to spin you over. You can just roll over, but I'll flip myself so I can see you all. And we do the other side. So, back of the head presses into the hand. Elbows lined up with your shoulder if possible. Bottom leg bent, top leg, reach it long and kick forwards. And take it back. Give me 4. So you'll probably see I'm allowing my rib cage to move a little bit. As my leg goes forwards, I press the back of the rib cage into the back of the t-shirt. As my leg goes back, I let the breastbone press forwards. Last one. Sweep it back and circle 5 times each direction. And the reason we focus on the behind movement is we're opening the front of the hip and working the bottom. Give me 3. I think I've just added a couple there, sorry. 2 and 1. Oh, pause there. Pick up from near the mat. Change direction. Give me 5. I don't know if I've changed direction. Give me 4. There we go. 3, 2, keep it behind. 1. Now reach that leg longer. Longer still, and pulse it small and high. And breathe as you pulse, and just make sure this top shoulder is not tense. No tension in your neck either, and flex your foot and pulse. So on this side, my big toe wants to face to the ceiling, but I'm not going to let that happen. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Okay, we're going to go onto our tummy, so I'm just going to tie my hair out of the way, and we're going to go for some swan dive work here, just to open out the front of the body. So let us have our hands under our shoulders, legs are together, and I'm just going to gaze up at the wall in front of me and pause. You all know this one. I allow my hands to hover for a moment so I can feel where the work is in my back. The back bend is near my bra strap line. And then I take my hands down and I press into them and I come up. So my back didn't change shape there. I just did a press up type movement. Lengthen your spine down and pick both legs up. As your legs lower, your gaze lifts and you come up, so we know where the back work comes from. This here is a hip stretch. And as your legs go long, there we go, it's a hip stretch again. Give me 3. Inhale on the up movement. I'll bring my legs closer together. Exhale on the down movement as your legs reach longer. And 2. Go long with those legs. And 1. Reach them even longer as you squeeze them together. And come on down. I'd like you to rest on the left cheek of your face, please. Take your hands on your lower back and just interlink them. Grab one wrist. Let your elbows drop down to the mat. Let's have our legs closer together. Now, as you breathe in, your upper body lifts, your arms reach to the wall behind you. You gaze in front of you, spin your arm bones backwards. And then come down to the right cheek, hands on your lower back, let your elbows drop. And we breathe in, lift. And we breathe out, lower. Drop those elbows. Inhale up, arm bones spin backwards, reach to the back of the room as you look halfway up the wall in front. And then lower to the right cheek. And we lift up for 3. And you release down. Are your legs still together? And 2. Can you lift that breastbone a bit higher? And take it down. So again, your back bend is where it was in your swan dive on the last move. Inhale up. And release yourself down. We're going to press into our hands and just shift ourselves back into our rest position. So in rest position, your knees are together. Tuck your eyebrows into your knees. The crown of the head is just going down towards the mat. Give your bum a bit of a wiggle if that helps, and bring your focus back to your breath. Okay. And then we're going to stack our spine up. And I'm just going to bring my legs in front of me so we can go for a little bit of rotation. I'm going to have my feet so they're about mat distance apart. You can sit on a yoga block here or a cushion if you find it hard to sit up tall. But actually, this is very good homework, just sitting like this in itself. Take your arms wide so you've got a full wingspan. Twist to the left-hand side of the room. Now you fold over your left leg, so your right little finger is reaching towards that little toe. Now press for 3, little release. Press for 2, and press for 1. And we come up and your arms are wide. Twist to the right. Fold over that right leg. Now pause for me. Your right little finger, I want it lifting up to the ceiling behind you. Press 3, 2, 1. Come on up. So let's think about the feet and the bum not wiggling. Twist left. So the twist is from the waist upwards. Reach 3, reach 2. What's your back arm doing? Lift it higher. 1. Spiral up, arms wider. To the right. Give me 3, 2, 1. Come on up for me and lower your arms down. I'm just going to wiggle on forwards and bring myself laying down to the mat for some shoulder bridges. So let's think about, we all know our knees are bent, feet on the floor. Just have your feet and your knees as wide as your cheekbones. So that's about as wide as your hips. So it's a fairly narrow stance. Your legs aren't together, but they don't drift out to the side of the room. Let's get our neck long. And I want you to think what your arms are doing. So I would love it if we could press the arms, the back of the shoulders into the mat and the hands. Now, if this is a struggle, if that makes your shoulders roll forwards, I want you to spin your hands so your palms face in and you're pressing into the sides of the little fingers. If that gives you a stronger connection through your shoulders, absolutely work there. I'd like you to take a deep breath in and you exhale, peel up, tucking your tailbone, lifting your bum, your pelvis, and then coming up to your bridge, and just pause here. So your hips are high, your knees, remember, they're not flaring, and your rib cage is dropped in. Now, if your shoulders feel like they're rolling forwards, remember, you press into the sides of the little fingers instead of your palms. And then you melt your spine down, and just feel the length you're creating all the way down your spine as you come down. And at the bottom, just let your pelvis just relax, come to this neutral type of position. And then again, I'm going to come on up, and it's that articulation, lifting one vertebra at a time. We found out where our sticky spots were earlier. So now, on the way down,
Hopefully you can remember where they were, and you can just take your time a little bit more and feel everything loosen off. I release at the bottom and I come on up again. Imagine you've got a cushion in between your knees that you're squeezing on. Feel how much more the legs activate. I feel my pelvic floor working. I'm not clenching anything. I feel my bum's working just by imagining I'm squeezing on a cushion. Melt your spine down. You can continue at this level. If that works for you today, that's absolutely brilliant. Or you can come a little bit further with me. So I'm going to come on up. My hips are high, my ribs are in, my knees aren't flaring. I'm going to pick my left leg up and then I extend it to the ceiling. I flex the foot and I'm going to lower the heel down the wall in front of me until my knees are parallel with one another. And then I point and lift. And I flex and lower just for 2. And I point and lift. Last one, just check your right knee's not drifting out to the side. And lift. I bend my knee, I take my foot down, hopefully to the same spot it picked up from. I'm thinking stability of my pelvis here as I pick my right leg up. Check those shoulders aren't rounding forwards. Left knee not drifting. Lift the leg up, flex your foot, and lower. Feel that hip stretch. And point and lift. But I feel the left hand side of my bum working as well. Give me 2. Left hand side of the bottom working really hard, in fact. Lift. Last one. Lift it up, bend the knee, and take your foot down. I'd like you to melt your spine down. And draw your knees into your chest. Now have a little rock here, small massage. Then come to center and rock yourself up, and I'm going to tie my hair up again. It's always going up and down, but in a shoulder bridge, you don't want the big ponytail in the way. So, spine stretch, I would like your feet mat distance apart. Again, if you want to sit on a block, you absolutely can. I take my arms chest height. I'm going to imagine I've got a beach ball in front of me. I'm going to take a deep breath in, lifting tall. And as I exhale, I go up and over it. And my fingers are coming towards the mat in between my feet. And I reach for 3, reach for 2, reach for 1. Now imagine there's a wall behind you. You stack your vertebra up individually against that wall until you're sat tall, thinking about that strong connection through the rib cage. I lift up before I dive over, and I reach 3, and I reach 2, and I reach 1, and I articulate up. Just give me 2 more. So you're peeling off of that wall, abdomen scoots out, hollowed out, and we get this reach here. Are you still pushing through your heels? Feel like you're pulling your little toe back towards you and coming up, because those little toes love to roll out to the side of the room. So think, pull it back. Last one for me, please. Give me 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Lower those arms down. Again, I've done quite a lot of wiggling. I'm going to wiggle my bum forwards because we're going for another rolling move. So let us lift the legs up and just round into the back of your t-shirt a little bit. I want you to stretch your right leg long for me. We've done a lot of stretching today. And bend. And my leg's still shaking. I stretch my left leg long. And I bend and it shakes a lot. My elbows are wide. Chin ever so slightly to my chest. Go 2. So we've got this flexion of the spine, nice and rounded. Last one here. And I bend it. And I'm going to take hold of my ankles. Now everything else I'm trying to keep in this flexed position so my back doesn't change shape. And I take both legs long. Now I'm going to roll back just to the shoulders again. And I roll up. Oh, my shakes are unreal. Give me 4. Inhale back. My elbows didn't bend there. And exhale up. Just 3. So watch the elbows don't bend. Your arms are like still rods there, keeping you strong. Keep tucking your tailbone between your legs. 2. So when you're up here, your sit bones are facing the wall in front. Last one, please. Roll it back. Coming up. Bring your legs together
and bend them down to the floor. I'd like you to lay down on your mat again for me, please. And we're going to work on a bit of corkscrew work. We did this yesterday, in fact. So I press my arms down. Again, if your shoulders are rolling forwards, press into the sides of the little fingers. I want you to feel a strong connection through your shoulders, so your pelvis is light. Let's pick our legs up. Squeeze them together. And you're going to circle your legs to the left and down. Up on the right hand side, come to center, pulse the pelvis up a small amount and take it down. Let's go to the right this time. When your legs come in, get those thighs close to your navel again and lift and down. Give me 2 more, alternating direction. Think shoulders strong. That really is the key to this move, and down. Last one, please. So this is your corkscrew with bent legs. Lift up and lower, and then take your arms a little bit wider than your mat and press your palms down. Keep your legs together, so keep them squeezed together. Let your legs go to the left. You're looking up to the ceiling and feel like you're picking up from under the right hand side of the pelvis. And center. And we go right. Just check your left shoulder isn't picking up. Sometimes our whole body rolls over and we don't realise it. And center. Give me 4. So the pick up is from under the right hand side of the pelvis. Your knees aren't drifting to the front of the room. Back to center. Your gaze is above the whole time. Give me 3. Just check your left knee isn't rolling back. It's in line with the right knee. And center. 2, so you can go a bit further if you wish. Feeling that stretch, that work through the right hand side of the waist. Back to center. And 1. I need to keep an eye on the time. Okay, we're good. And center. Draw your knees in. Lift your eyebrows to your knees and rock yourselves up. So we're going to go for a little bit of side bend work. We haven't had much lateral movement yet. We are going to start with both legs bent to begin with, and then we'll progress it if you wish. Feet stacked, knees stacked, hips nice and open, and side bend for me. Pressing your hip up to the ceiling. Lovely. Arm over your ear. And then slowly we just kiss the hip down to the mat. One more like this. Obviously you can stay at this level if you wish. Don't look down, look in front for me, please. And softly down. So if you want to make it a bit more of a balance exercise, you take the bottom leg long and you press your top foot and you really use it in the mat. Spin this arm bone backwards and side bend for me. Just for 3. Arm over your ear, let the head go, let your hip press high and down. You can absolutely do this with bent knees. If that's better for you, please make sure you make the move yours. Give me 2. And down. So we're trying to make this rainbow shape with our spine. Last one, please. Oh, let's just press that hip higher. How often do you stretch your back in a side bend? For me, probably not often enough. And softly down to your mat. And I'll just spin you over. Give your wrist a little bit of attention, bit of mobility. It's really good. I know this can feel tough on the wrist sometimes, but we need our wrists to be stronger. So as long as there's no pain, do just push through it. Feet, knees, hips stacked, arm bones spinning backwards. Give me 2 like this, please. Just prepping us for it. Once your rib cage isn't spinning down, I almost feel like I'm spinning it up a little bit. Obviously, I don't want it to be facing to the ceiling, but there's definitely a sensation of I'm spinning it up a little bit rather than down, because if I go down, then I've lost that lateral movement. Taking my bottom leg long, pressing into my top foot. This arm is strong as I go for 3. Okay, where is your rib cage spinning? And lower down. The hip just kisses the mat, maybe. 2. It's more of bumps down to the mat on my left side than it is on my right side. Last one. I really have to focus on that ribcage spinning up a little bit here because it's so tempting to go down. And release down for me. Give your wrist the attention that it needs again. And I would like you to come onto your tummy for a little bit of swimming. So really working our back line. I'm going to take my arms long and my legs are long and they are close to one another. Slowly to begin with, I want you to look up Lift your left arm, your right leg, and then come on down to your mat. Let's not rush this. I know it's tricky. Inhale, look up, opposite arm, opposite leg, and take it down. If you think this position is probably the opposite position to what we're in most of our lives, give me 4. So no wonder it's tricky, but really it should be one of the moves that we do more of. And 3, please notice where your gaze is going. That's what really starts your spinal movement, where your eyes go to. Twice more, please. And release. One more time. Can you get your arm up by your ear, please? Take it down. You can continue there, or you could lift both arms, both legs, and we flutter them like we're swimming. Now we're trying to maintain the height of the breastbone. Remember, you are looking in front. You're not looking down to your mat. Those legs are not drifting out to the side of the room. Give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, I find that so tough. When you're ready, go back to rest position for a moment. Just into your counter stretch. Give your bum a bit of a wiggle. Remember, thighs close together as possible for me, please. And then we're going to go back onto our tummy one more time. So I'm going to have my left forearm crossed at the top of my mat. I'm just going to rest my forehead down on it. In fact, I'm going to look up, but you can rest your forehead down, just so you can hear me properly. Bend your right knee, please, and grasp your right ankle with your right hand. Now, I want you just to pull the heel towards your bum. As you pull it in, the foot or the ankle is pressing back into the hand, so there's this two-way push and pull. And then my right knee is trying to lift off of the mat. And then I lower down to release. Again, I pull it in, foot and hand press and pull into one another, and then that knee tries to lift up. And then I take it down. Now I've prepped for it, I'm going to bring my left forearm in a bit closer. This time, as the foot and hand press into one another, my upper body comes up and we're in this prep for rocking position. And release down. One more time, because as you come up, I want you to focus on that right arm bone spinning backwards. So it's a chest opener, but you've got a real stretch through the thigh and the hip. Release down. This for me is one of the trickiest moves, and we're going to switch sides. So first of all, just rest your forehead on your right forearm. Legs close together. Grab your left ankle if you can, rather than your foot. Okay. Ankle and hand press into each other. Left knee tries to lift. And lower. And again, they press into one another. That left knee tries to lift. I notice I'm much tighter on this side, as normal. I take it down. I shuffle my right forearm closer to my chest, so I've got something to press into, and I come on up, my left arm bone spins backwards. My knee is trying to drift out to the side of the room. I'm having to come down a moment. I'm trying to really focus on bringing it in towards my midline. Last one here. Lift that breastbone up and take it down. If you wish, you grab the other ankle. So again, knees not drifting. Arm bones spin backwards as you lift up. Knees lifting up, chest hovering, and take it down. Just 2 more for me, please. The inhale lifts you up. Arm bones spin backwards, knees lift a bit higher if possible. And down. Again, think where you're looking. That's really going to aid this move. Last one, come up. Look up a bit higher, knees a bit higher. Ooh, take it down. Release and press it into your rest position again. So that counter stretch, just to let your back neutralise. Oh, I've just seen the time. Okay, we might run a minute late because I want you to go for a set of press-ups. So give your bum a wiggle out. Walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Press into them and tuck your toes under. Give me an up stretch, please. Hold it. And then walk your hands into your feet. When you're ready, Even the weight out in your feet and rebuild your spine. Articulating up. Whew. Okay, lift the arms up. Stretch them wide. And give me a roll down, please. It's only 3 press-ups, that's all I want from you. So walk your hands out to your plank. I am going to come to my knees. It's completely up to you. I've got a wrist issue, so I'm going to listen to it. Remember, in a Pilates press-up, as we go down, the nose is going towards the front of the mat, your elbows brush your rib cage. And lift up. So don't let your back arch. Twice more. I inhale, go down. Elbows touching my t-shirt. And I lift. Lift from your throat for me. Don't let your head go heavy. Remember, nothing else changes shape apart from your elbows. Last one. And lift. Tuck your toes under if they're not already. And give me a Pilates up stretch where you encourage your heels down. You press your bottom back to the wall behind you and press your chest back to your knees. And walk your hands into your feet for me, please. And just hang there at the bottom, even the weight out in your feet, and stack your spine up. And at the top, I want you to lift your arms up to the ceiling. And stretch them wide, just nod your chin. Lift your arms up as you breathe in. And then stretch it even wider. Breathing with me. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. And you are done. Thank you so much.